afternoon. We're on the road today. Zeke and I are on the road. As a matter of fact, we just came up a mountain road. I could check my tail lights. There were some of the curves that were like 180s and hairpins coming up this mountain. This is White Oak Mountain. We're above Columbus, North Carolina. That's the city you see down there, the little town down there. And the Highway 74 going out through there. It's interesting how far you can see from up here on top of White Oak Mountain. Probably see 50, 60 miles if it was a clear day. You know, it's a little hazy today, but you can see almost to Spartanburg from here, which is about 35 miles away. But on a clear day, you can definitely see further than Spartanburg. It's interesting how we humans want to see that far ahead. We're always thinking about the future. The future is something that excites us and scares us at the same time. We're worried about the future. Will we have enough money? Will we have enough of this? Will we have enough of that? Will we run out of oil? Will we run out of this? Will we run out of that? Always worried about something. Always worried about, something going wrong or somebody taking it away from you. Somebody getting more than you get. And we tend to set our sights on the future. It's interesting because it's not very often in our world that we can see that far ahead. That we can see that far out in the future. As a matter of fact, we're going to go down in a hollow here in a little bit. But it's interesting how we are all concerned with the future. I grew up in a household, my grandmother would read the newspaper through the book of Revelation. She was sure that Revelation was a code that she was trying to figure out that would tell her exactly when Christ was coming again and exactly what was going to happen at the end of time. And it was almost like she was I hate to say it, but it felt like she was kind of fearful that it was coming, the end of the world was coming. Maybe the end of this world might not be something we should fear, I think we all believe that we're going to a better place in the end anyway. And I think this future thing has caused us to mistrust, whether we like it or not, whether we understand that we're doing it or not, we're mistrusting God. It's like we're not having faith in Him being with us and taking care of us and providing for us as He always has. We always get things. God's timing is a little bit different than ours, but like Pastor John Fairless says, God's always on time. Seems like we always have enough to share. But we worry about the future. And it's interesting, because we can't get a clear view like that of where we're going. Maybe we ought to just take a little minute here to view. It's about 10 degrees cooler up here than it is down at the bottom of the mountain. Got a little bit of a breeze. It's really nice. We're going to head down the mountain. We'll see you in a little bit. Unfortunately, we can't always be on the mountaintops. Sometimes we're down in the hollows, a place where the sun's too late rising and too early to bed, where the light's few and far between, where it's damp and we're not sure about things and there's a lot of darkness and we can't see much further than just a little piece up the stream. This is where we live our lives most of the time. So we have to keep in mind that God is always with us. That's been the promise since the beginning of the Bible. All through the Bible, God promises to be with us. And then when Jesus comes along, when Christ comes along, that Jesus says, I will be with you to the end of an age. He was always with us. And if we listen real close, we can hear God with us. We can hear it in the birds. We can hear it in the stream. We can feel it in the sunlight on our faces. These are things that are always there, always in abundance, and we can count on God. So when we have these times when we're down in these hollows and we get all funky and fret about what the future holds and wish we could see further, we need to have faith. We need to lean back into that promise. Sure, we'll have doubts, because you can't have faith without doubts, but faith is something you have in spite of doubts. Because there are mountaintops and there are valleys. May you see and feel the presence of God in your travels, be it on the mountaintop or in the valley. May you hear God's voice in the whispering leaves and the rustling leaves and in the ripple of the stream. May you see God's face in the face of a child. Know that God is with you always, that you are loved beyond words. Amen.